I'm muted. There you go. All right. That footage was released. It's over the past weekend, and of course, everyone has been talking about it online because they released it for everyone to see. That was from the official DC channel, which is funny because I did say this at the beginning of the show. Like, Marvel released more footage from the Fantastic Four, but they didn't put that footage out there. Which apparently it shows the Silver Surfer in it, and it gives away a little bit more about the movie, but we could talk about that later. But this is interesting because a lot of people were saying some stupid things about the clips. These are all the Snyder bots saying, okay, hold on, I like this. Kassan says, I'm liking this movie even more. And the sunburn makes sense. He's weak and so intense radiation to a normal body would hurt. Okay. Before we get into anything, some of the dumb comments from the Snyder bots, what did you think of the footage?
I liked it a lot. I liked, as somebody that owns an 80-pound very best friend, I totally relate with the dog coming in hot like that. And maybe getting a bit too rough.
Yep.
That was cool. I liked that we saw the Fortress of Solitude. I like that it's not just a bunch of icicles in the North Pole, that it comes up out of the ground. So that's why it can never be seen by drones or satellites or whatever. It's got, obviously, that defense mechanism. It itself can rotate as needed to use said sunburn machine that's used to repower Superman. I think the whole, like, oh, why does it hurt? That's just creative license, man. It's so minuscule. It doesn't bother me whatsoever.
That was one of the things my son said as well, which made a lot of sense. And because he saw the comments too, and it's dumb because it's healing him and it's stitching his bones back together, healing his muscles. Like, that hurts. And this is being done at thousands of times faster than a human being can heal. And of course it's going to cause him pain.
I thought of was when you have a wound heal, right? Doesn't it itch? When something's healing, don't it kind of fucking itch? I just think he has a big fucking itch they won't let him get it to. He's like, oh, come on. That's all.
That would be the best, is like after they're done, he goes, oh man, I'm so itchy.
Yeah. Come on, fuckers. Come on.
He is supposed to be taking care of him temporarily for his cousin Supergirl, who shows up later. I assume Thrawn is talking about Crypto.
I've heard that too. Yeah.
And of course, James says healing hurts. It does. Healing real injuries hurts. It does. But it's funny because all the Snyder bots are saying, oh, our Superman was hit by a nuclear bomb and he just went into the sun, and a minute later he was perfectly fine. And it's just like, yeah, and then he got stabbed, 5 minutes later and was killed. But
right.
But irregardless of that,
your Superman has no future, Snyder bots. Just get over it.
But irregardless of that, yeah, I want a Superman who's strong and can save the day, but I don't want overpowered Superman who is the answer to everything all of the time, right? That's always the problem. And I'm sure, I have a feeling James Gunn looked at it that way, right? Especially Silver Age Superman, right? He was so powerful he could move entire planets out of their orbit with ease. Like he did all that kind of stuff all the time in the Silver Age, and which is, they reset that at one point and made him, like, he did have more weaknesses. And early Superman was not this all powerful being, but like when they portray him like that in the movies, especially in the Snyderverse, then it always becomes, then just call Superman every time there's a problem.
Yeah.
Which is what the whole Justice League movie was. We've got to bring Superman back from the dead because we can't solve this problem without him.
Yeah, that is lame. That is super duper lame.
Yeah, James says it's so hard to write a Superman that can't be hurt. Why? Or fucking through Luther into the goddamn sun. I don't know what that means, James.
I don't know why you would fuck through Luther through the sun, but it's funny.
Kassan says all these minuscule details don't matter, and the fact people are picking these details apart is lame. Give me a damn good story. Exactly.
I'll keep my mouth shut. We don't need to talk Acolyte tonight.
Oh, throw. He meant throw.
Or fucking throw Luther into the goddamn sun.
Yeah, exactly.
Which he can certainly do. Thrawn kill. Oh my God, parts of Wolverine's stick is healing Why does it have to be a problem for Soups to have to heal too? I think you have two very different characters because Wolverine experiences pain on the regular. Wolverine experiences 3 knives going through his fucking hand every time he pops his claws, and he doesn't even wince. And that's the thing about Superman is he doesn't feel a lot of pain. Yes,
Normally, they don't.
Wolverine's right, normally. Wolverine, though, like, yes, he has a healing factor and his skeleton is indestructible. Everything around it is very destructible
Yep.
and very much hurts when it gets incinerated. So you have to really fucking give Wolverine a lot of pain for him to react. Whereas Superman, I think it's a bit more of a surprise.
True. And
I do have
yeah,
one concern that I'll get to when you're ready, Dave. Just
I'll never be ready. Again, I don't want an all-powerful Superman, right?
okay.
Because people forget, like, technically he was killed by Doomsday in the comics without kryptonite. Doomsday was just stronger than him and beat him up till he died. Where in the not Justice League, Batman v Superman, Doomsday only gets the better of him because he's holding that kryptonite spear he's using to kill him. He's weakened by the kryptonite. So that's the whole thing. Zack Snyder created this all-powerful Superman, and the only way to hurt him was to have kryptonite weakening him and then have a character that's as strong as him stab him, where it was like, or Doomsday could have just beat the crap out of him like he did in the comics.
Yeah.
So, Kassan said, Acolyte sucked. It's a shitty story. What's going on, Kassan?
Just I mentioned the Acolyte. I shouldn't have.
I thought it was because he wanted his mommy. Who wants his
That's
mommy?
what saved his life, Martha.
Yes, exactly. The name Martha. So, yeah, but again, this is so comic accurate, it's almost disgusting. Like the robots, the Fortress of Solitude, the using the sun to heal him. Yeah, it's crazy. Here's the thing though, because they said this is the first. Someone said this is the first 5 minutes of the movie or whatever. Not even 5 minutes. First couple minutes of the movie. That doesn't make. This is how the movie starts. That doesn't make sense to me. But maybe I'm wrong.
I heard that too.
It's a weird
I
way
guess
to
it's a
start
hell
it.
of a way. It is a weird way to start it. But it is a hell of a way to introduce the villain to immediately say, yep, here's Superman.
I feel like it's
top game here.
this is what bugs me. It's going to be one of those movies where it starts. What you're seeing is right after the second act, where the hero loses.
Yeah.
And then they flash back where it's like he's laying healing, and then you hear Superman think, and I bet you're wondering how I got into this situation. And they do the record scratch sound, and they flash back to 2 days earlier or whatever. And
Deadpool
that's when you see Clark Kent walking down the street late for his job at the Daily Planet or whatever. And it's, okay. It's not my favorite storytelling technique, but I feel like it's the only way it makes sense. You can't just have a beat up Superman and Crypto save him, and it's like, what's going on here? That's your first question. Let's see, what does Kassan say here? Look, Batman v Superman had its flaws. I liked it. Let's stop picking apart Snyder and ask everyone else to stop picking apart Gunn, especially since we haven't seen the movie yet. Yeah, I agree with that aspect. We haven't seen the movie yet, so no, let's stop picking apart Gunn, but come on, it's Kassan. I think my least favorite line of all time, this is from Justice League, not Batman v Superman. What's your superpower? I'm rich. Batman would not say that. So anyway, I don't know. You have any theories about this movie at this point?
No, it's mostly positive. They seem to be striking the right tone. And I do the kind of hitting the ground running when it comes to the new DCU.
Yeah.
Hey, here we go. We got lanterns. We got Hawkgirl. We got Kaiju, and Superman doesn't even care about the giant eyeball with the big laser because there's already a Green Lantern on it, so he's not sweating it. Like, I like that. I like that. The only thing that has me concerned is that are they going to make up a villain for this movie? I heard that they are. Like, there's going to be some sort of cloning Superman or something gets his powers. The dude in the black suit almost looks like Doomsday before he takes off his suit or his suit gets ripped off.
And
But
then
it's not. It's just some
it
dude
has
with Superman powers.
it has the U, so everyone's saying it's Ultraman. Is it Ultraman? The Who's basically the evil version of Superman from the comics from like an alternate universe.
Okay.
There was a rumor that it's actually Henry Cavill under the suit, which would be funny, but it would be like stupid.
Yeah, that would be stupid. So we're
Obviously,
getting Robert Downey Jr. fucking doomed.
to be honest, like he has powers, right? That in the trailer because he's pushing
Yeah.
Superman and they're flying through that football field. So he has powers, and as strong as Superman, I mean, what? They've cloned Superman before. That's canon in the comics. We had Nuclear Man in Superman 4. It was
Yeah.
combining nuclear missiles and a strain of Superman's hair. A strand of Superman's
That,
hair.
I think.
Oh my god. Dumbest villain of all time.
I think that goes back to the like power creep of Superman. If we get the almighty Superman, then they have to find a way to throw something at him that is also all powerful, which to me was the biggest problem of Batman v Superman. Is I didn't even care so much that you brought Doomsday into it, but the fact that he's like some sort of like abomination clone of General Zod. Now that's fucking stupid. And the whole Martha thing, it just ruins the whole movie for me, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Other than that, it looks like they may be making up a villain here, but my DC Comics knowledge is limited, so I may not know enough to make that judgment. But outside of that, everything looks great. The tone looks great, and again, I really do like diving into an already alive and going full speed DC universe.
Yeah, I agree. Okay, so yeah, Ultraman is Earth 3's evil Superman. So it is an alternate version of Superman from another universe. The thing is, yeah, you know what? I'm looking at a list of evil Superman duplicates or clones from the comics. Lest we forget the most famous clone of Superman who did start out evil. I don't know if you really call him evil now. Bizarro.
Hey, that was Bizarro?
Bizarro is actually a clone of Superman. So that's actually something they could do. And I could see James Gunn pulling that off is this is somehow a clone of Superman, and then he becomes, and it's Ultraman at first, and by the end of the movie becomes Bizarro. Like, could be a fun take on it.
Yeah, why not?
Is no one else worried that there are too many heroes in a Superman movie? I feel like it's Justice League. Yeah, I did address that in an earlier episode, James, that we have Superman, but we're also have a Green Lantern, we have Hawk Girl, we have Mr. Terrific. Like, it feels like a Justice League light. Hopefully they're just cameos. I feel like
Yeah.
the story that he's telling is that this Earth is already a planet that has heroes on it. So they're not as shocked as Superman showing up, but at the same time, he is an alien, which makes him different. And he's stronger than most of the heroes. So like, I feel like they're gonna play on that. Like he's treated like an outsider at first. James said he would love to see Bizarro versus Superman. We all would.
Yep.
And Bizarro would be like, Bizarro lose. Bizarro worst of all. And I really hope they don't do the villain is the evil side of the hero coin. Give me a unique villain that does not have the hero's abilities. I think at the end of the day, it's going to be Lex is somehow responsible for creating the clone. So he's the mastermind. But let's be honest, James Gunn's been over at Marvel for a long time, working in the MCU, and the MCU's main calling card is the villain at the end of the story is the evil version of the hero, and there's a big CGI battle at the
big beam from the sky.
Yeah, so I mean, you got that in Black Panther, you got that in Iron Man versus Ironmonger, I don't know. We'll see. Hopefully not, but yeah, I agree. Let's have a unique villain. I don't know, because there's also still the rumors that it's Brainiac. That's what we're seeing, that Skybeam thing we're seeing when he's kissing Lois in the apartment there. That's actually Brainiac.
They can always go that route.
Yeah. So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, Kasan is saying Guardians of the Galaxy didn't go that route. And I agree. But at the same time, James Gunn could have been thinking all of that time, I never got to do my mirror villain.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see. Yeah, long story short, I do think that footage made it more interesting. I want to see where this is going. And yeah, that's that. Thanks for watching this clip from the Superhero Speak podcast. And don't forget to watch us live every Sunday night right here on this channel.
While you're here, hit the subscribe button and click the bell for notifications so you won't miss out on any of our great upcoming content.
Speaking of content, don't forget to check out our website, superheroespeak.com, where you can find the podcast, links to our social media, merch, comic reviews, and so much more. That's superheroespeak.com.
Thanks for watching, and don't let your cape be caught in the door. See you next time.